All right, and here we go. I am joined today by Sarah and Kimberly.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. We are just going to be talking about subjects of motivation and inspiration and how we can try and get inspired to do the things that we want to do, and hopefully we can inspire some of you guys or motivate you to want to go and do something. That's the goal of the podcast, right? So, Sarah, I wanted to ask you, I heard that you went on a juice fast. Can you tell me about that?
I did. I juiced for 60 days straight.
60 days.
60 days.
That's
it
amazing.
was the most amazing experience of my life.
And you didn't eat any food for 60 days?
No.
You just drank juice?
I just drank juice that I made at home. Had kale, celery, cucumber. Sorry.
It's okay. Don't be sorry. I'm used to people accidentally kicking my leg. So, I wanted to hear about your juicing experience.
So I would make green juice at home. Joe Cross was the inspiration.
Joe Cross.
On Netflix, there was a movie that came out a few years ago. It was called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And it inspired somebody in my personal life, and watching them be inspired and then doing a whole bunch of research on food inspired me to also question what I put in my body and to try something that seemed so extreme and what I probably would have thought in my younger days would be unhealthy. So I tried it. It was amazing. The mental clarity was absolutely beautiful. Not only the benefits that my body had.
What was in your juice?
Kale, celery, cucumber, green apples, and lemon.
Lemon. That sounds delicious.
Yes,
and
good.
you got that recipe from Joe Cross.
Correct.
That's cool. That's an Australian man. That was a really good documentary. I enjoyed watching that myself a lot. So I just wanted to ask you guys about, what do you think about meal prep and getting things ready in your refrigerator? That way, throughout the week, you're prepared for what it is that you're trying to eat. Is it a complicated process? Do you think that there's a way to simplify it? Buying all the Tupperware, having to clean all of the containers that you have after you're done. Do you freeze it? Do you leave it in the refrigerator? What do you put inside of it? What do you think, Sarah? What do you think about meal prep?
I think it can be difficult, but I do suggest you take it day by day. It's going to take some work. And don't be hard on yourself if you don't get it correct the first week, 2 weeks, month. I definitely suggest using reusable containers, a little friendlier on the earth.
Like some Gladware?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And do you eat the same thing every single day, or do you like to switch it up, maybe a couple of days on one thing, couple of days on another?
I think that just really depends on you personally. I like to switch it up because I will get bored and then I will sway maybe into unhealthier options.
Unhealthier, like chips or?
Yeah, absolutely. Say I have my black beans and some chicken breast, and I just am looking at it going, I don't want to eat that right now. And maybe I decide to walk into a gas station or grocery store and grab a bag of chips.
Yeah. So
Out of boredom.
right. How do you even decide what it is that you want to choose to put in any kind of a meal prep, or what kind of food list that you want to create? Do you make a list before you go to the grocery store and then choose the things that you want? Or how do you even create that list in the first place? Have you ever tried to create a list, Kimberly, or anything along those lines?
A grocery list is good. We have a lot of social media such as Pinterest that you can get ideas of. There's healthy recipes online if, Google's of good help if you just am stuck and can't think of something.
Do you ever have any sort of problems when you go to the grocery store of seeing like your favorite bag of nachos or like some sweets that you're like, man, I just want to grab those today?
Yeah, definitely. Walking through the store, they put it at a spot where you see it before you... for example, there's milk and eggs at the back of the store, which is something that people need in their household. And as you're going down the aisles, you pass the Little Debbie's or the chips or, candy bars.
They're pretty enticing. You want to grab some stuff like that just because maybe you're used to it or accustomed to it.
Right, definitely if you're used to it, or you go to the grocery store hungry and it's just there, so you grab
So
it.
what you're saying, maybe eat before you go, or
I'm definitely saying do not go to that grocery store if you're hungry, because because you'll end up spending more than what you need.
right, and probably picking out things that you shouldn't have in the first place.
Definitely.
So chug a bunch of water before you go, right?
Definitely.
And make yourself a list and stick with your list and just keep it at that. I remember
We're also taught that junk food is convenient.
convenient.
Well, that's what we're taught. It's fast, it's easy, it's convenient. You really have to reset your palate.
How do you reset your palate?
I did it with juicing.
Yeah.
Rewire your brain, if you will. It's just as easy to grab a container full of celery or carrots or some other healthy snack as it is to grab a bag of chips.
Don't you have to cut the celery stalks off?
They definitely come pre-cut, but you also have to open a bag of chips. So,
Well, I guess that's true. So what you're saying is that to open a bag of chips is a lot easier than making certain meals that are healthy for yourself, and the convenience makes it so you want to go with that route instead.
I think we're taught that, but once we learn and do some research and get our hands on it and do it ourselves, it becomes just as easy, if not simpler.
I get that. So when we go to the grocery store, we should have ourselves a list. We shouldn't go there hungry. We should drink a bunch of water before we go, and we should keep a mindset of we don't always want to go for convenience. We want to pick things that we might have to make. We might have to prep it up a little bit. You know, you buy a cucumber and hey, you got to slice the skin off if you want the skin off, and then you got to chop it up, you know? And
I always suggest your local farmer's market, local produce.
what about food deserts? Well, there's a lot of people, the only thing that they have near their home is a Dollar General or a gas station, and they don't have anything that's healthy for you there.
They need to speak to their government.
To their government.
They need to speak to their county officials.
So go down to the
Yes.
local county office and say, hey, I need a Kroger here.
Doesn't even have to be a Kroger. Maybe you start your own farmer's market on the side of the road.
How do you even begin to start a
Support
farmer's market?
change.
Well, I like to support change, but it sounds easy when you say it. How would you go about that? Would you just call somebody? Do you just have someone's number where you can just set up a stand and get yourself some fruit?
I would talk to my local county office. A lot of them do have permits that you have to get and procedures you have to follow. But it's your health, it's your body.
I think that your health and your body are really important. I think that there might be an easier way to try and figure out how to get the things that you need. They're coming out now with things such as Postmate or Uber Eats. I don't know if Uber Eats does it, but I know that there's a few companies that will pick up your food from a grocery store and deliver it to your home. Mm-hmm. It might be a little bit more expensive, but at least you can get a few of the healthier options in your home that you need. So that might be an easier way for you to go about grabbing what you want.
I have used that. I have used, I won't say the name, but I've used one of those companies. And it was a lot easier to avoid the junk food, that's for sure.
That makes sense. So I want to go through this this journey with myself personally right now. I've decided that I wanted to tell everyone around me that I was going to go on this going to the gym every single day and eating healthier and drinking water, and I did that to have a proper support system for myself. I wanted to make sure that I had people around me that could help me in order to continue along with the journey that I'm on right now. Before the podcast, Kimberly, we were talking about how having a support system or people around you can help you out. If you haven't had this experience before, I don't know if you have, but do you think that having someone around you could make it easier for you?
I definitely think that if you have a support system, just someone to push you, not only that, but you got to want to do better for yourself at the same time. Just having that support system, it really helps you.
So do you think that it's best to go to tell everyone that you're doing this, all of the people that you know, or to just go ask someone specifically? Maybe like, you know, in AA, for example, they have, what's it called? A sponsor. They have a sponsor. It's somebody who says, you know, hey, you give me a call if you ever feel like you're going to drink, right? Maybe somebody should start up something like that. Say, you know, you give me a call if you're feeling like you don't want to go to the gym today, or if you're feeling like going to the store and buying yourself a Mountain Dew, or if you decide that you want to eat some Lay's chips. And I think that that would be really helpful. Or you can just simply ask a friend and you can say, hey, I'm trying to do this thing right now. I haven't been doing well in the past with my dieting. Maybe I can try and make it a little bit easier for myself by having you assist me in this. You know, have my back. Punch me in the side of the head when I decide that I want to go and buy something that I know I shouldn't have. So do you think that having that specific person is helpful, or do you think that having a group of people, somebody to just cheer you along, would be more beneficial?
I definitely think it depends on who you are. Either or can definitely benefit you. Telling people, for example, like when you tell a group of people, you don't want to fail them, because then that's going to give them a bad outlook on you. So I think that that's one way to go about it. Or just like you said with the AA, I think we should have like a diet person where you can just call up and they can help you through it, just like in AA.
Hopefully we all have some friends in our world that could do that for us. Somebody that would be able to assist us, because I know that a personal trainer or something along those lines is very expensive. We all don't have money like that. So I think that it would be nice if you just have a friend, somebody that you could rely on and just lean on and say, hey, help me through this situation. I don't have any more time left today, but I really, really appreciate you guys coming out, talking to me about this. I hope that some people got some good ideas for inspiration or what they can do to try and better their lives right now. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I hope that you guys can continue on. Sarah, did you have a beautiful time?
I had a great time. Thank you.
That's wonderful. And Kimberly?
I had a wonderful time, and I appreciate you having me here to talk to you.
That's wonderful.
And
okay.
Questions. You know, we have an Instagram.
Instagram. You have an Instagram?
I do have an Instagram.
What's your Instagram? You don't want to say, that's fine. Anyway, I'll be back next week.
I'm supporting your Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to plug myself. It's just my own podcast. But next week or later this week, I don't know when yet, but I'll be back with another podcast with you guys for just something random to talk about, inspirational and motivational. We'll talk next time.